Many incarnations of the Addams Family have been made over the years, but the films from the 1990s, notably The Addams Family and Addams Family Values, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, are the most beloved among fans. But with Wednesday breaking records left and right, we can't help but draw similarities. Let's take a look. First up, the breakout stars, Wednesday Addams. It seems only natural to begin with the gothic girl herself. Both actresses appear to have had a breakthrough performance in this part. After Mermaids and The Hard Way, it was just Ricci's third feature picture outing. While Jenna Ortega had starred in numerous productions before playing Wednesday, the Netflix series is undoubtedly her greatest billing to date. Christina Ricci was only 10 or 11 years old when she started filming The Addams Family, and her cute, innocent reactions truly enhanced the series' overall dark humor. Wednesday was performed by Ricci with a playful, sardonic tone that contrasted nicely with her deadpan gaze and monotone voice. Wednesday is much more playful in the films than she is in the series, with Ricci making the most of a hilarious script, effortlessly grabbing the spotlight in every scene she's in. In the teen-centric series, Ortega's Wednesday is much older. Because of her adolescent turmoil, her Wednesday is less pleasant and more cutthroat. Despite this, Ortega manages to bring out that famed flaming spark in her version. When Ortega's Wednesday wants to be, she can be nice and social. When she drops the icy demeanor and opens up a little more, she becomes a lot more likable. The Netflix series allows for friendships, laughs, and love, which makes her more accessible overall, but it is difficult to compare to Ricci's legendary portrayal. In the Netflix series Wednesday, the Addams daughter finally receives the attention she deserves. Wednesday, no longer the little girl from the movies, is sent to Nevermore Academy after being expelled from public school. She has to deal with an overly nice roommate, a principal who is scrutinizing her every move, and a murder mystery that threatens the lives of her fellow students and her entire family at Nevermore. Next up, the beauty and brains, Morticia Addams. Angelica Houston and Catherine Zeta-Jones play Morticia Addams, and both are great. Morticia, Wednesday's mother, is performed by two very different but equally great actors in both projects. With her trademark look and the peculiar lighting putting around her eyes, Angelica Houston's interpretation pays homage to B-movie heroines of the past. Houston played Morticia with a whimsical, overdramatic edge, eerily similar to her daughter's deadpan cynicism. In the early 1990s, her performance received numerous award nominations, but no overall wins. Catherine Zeta-Jones's performance is more of a cameo, given she does not appear frequently in the series. On screen, she is softly spoken, graceful, and regal, exactly like Houston, with a bright mind and a motherly nature beneath it all. I think Houston's portrayal is unrivaled, but maybe future seasons will give Zeta-Jones more to work with. Don't go anywhere, we have a lot more characters from the most gripping show this year to discuss. And the man behind Wednesday's courage, Gomez Addams. Gomez Addams has now been played by Raul Julia and Luis Guzman. The outrageously amorous father is shockingly different in both versions, but his love for Morticia is unmistakable. He is madly in love with his wife, and frequently showers her with kisses and compliments. Raul Julia portrayed Gomez as a noisy and larger-than-life character who could learn any talent if he set his mind to it. Julia gives the acrobatic and overdramatic father a jolt of adrenaline. Guzman's Gomez, on the other hand, is more composed and compassionate. The affection is obvious, but Guzman's guest appearance is more restrained. He adores his family and would go to any length for them, but the showman has a thing for the younger Gomez. Netflix's Gomez has become cynical over the years, but Guzman, like Zeta-Jones, deserves more screen time in future seasons. Overall, Raul Julia's performance is famous and, in our opinion, unrivaled. Next, the devious and clever uncle, Fester. Fester, Gomez's brother, is renowned for his bald head, pale appearance, and passion for crime. In the movies, Christopher Lloyd played the silly, naive uncle. Lloyd molds Fester into a bashful, clumsy idiot yearning for company. Fester is a little more extroverted throughout the series, with a more experimental, daring spirit to his demeanor. Fester, played by Armisen, is more animated and daring, fleeing several bank robberies. He appears as a guest in the Netflix series to assist Wednesday in her research. He's as strange as ever, but there appears to be more going on in Fester's head. Uncle Fester's appearance on Wednesday felt more like an Easter egg to the original Addams Family than an essential plot point. Before the season's penultimate episode, Uncle Fester had only appeared in dark asides from Wednesday. Nonetheless, Uncle Fester provided Wednesday with important knowledge about the monster's species, identifying it as a hide, which let Wednesday realize that the true enemy was the creature's handler, not the monster itself. Of course, the highlight of the Netflix series, Thing. Many actors are typecast in Hollywood, but few are as specialized as Canadian talent Christopher Hart. He's a stage magician who appeared in films and television in the 1990s as a variety of disembodied and/or possessed hands. Hart was the man for the job whenever a movie script called for a hand to crawl around on its own. Thing in The Addams Family was his defining part, which he played 3 times, and this lucrative series led to projects such as Idle Hands, the TV movie Quicksilver Highway, and even an episode of Angel. But this rejuvenated take on Wednesday introduced us to Victor Dorobantu, an actor, magician, and illusionist, and Wednesday is his very first acting role, so every time you see Thing, it's Victor in a full-body blue costume, performing all of the hand gestures you see, and Victor completely nailed it as Thing, which is no surprise given how much fans like the character. A sentient, solitary hand that can see and hear without eyes or ears. Thing is an unusual yet noteworthy addition to the franchise. Thing is portrayed in the films as a scurrying rogue dispatched to do the family's bidding. In the movies, he has a smooth, clean hand, whereas in the series, the years haven't been kind to the Thing. On Wednesday, the hand arrives with scars and sutures. Thing is a devoted servant in both films, but he truly comes into his own in the Netflix series. Thing is a sweet, friendly, and consistently helpful sidekick in the series, acting as a Groot or Grogu-type sidekick. Thing is superior in the series and is possibly one of the highlights of the show. Of course, we need to acknowledge the lovely brother, Pugsley Addams. Both Jimmy Workman and Isaac Ordonez have played Pugsley Addams. Pugsley, Wednesday's younger brother, is a simple-minded, immature younger sibling who is frequently harassed and belittled throughout the franchise. In the movies, he is portrayed as a playful yet gullible child. Workman's Pugsley is easygoing and open-minded, eager to participate in all of his sister's schemes. It's a charming and innocent performance that works beautifully as a duet with Ricci's Wednesday. Pugsley is a bullying wallflower in the Netflix series, and like his father, he is introverted and inward. Ordonez's Pugsley appears more emotional and awake, as though he's taking everything in. Another character relegated to cameos, there's a beautiful scene between him and Ortega as they fish with grenades that hint at a greater relationship. And the family butler takes the cake, Lurch. Carl Strucken, the legendary actor, played the family butler in the films. Strucken has appeared in shows such as Twin Peaks, Gerald's Game, and Dr. Sleep. His Lurch is a zombie-like behemoth who transports the family and the children to and from school. In the Netflix series, he serves primarily as a chauffeur for the Addams family. The figure isn't a large part of the broader plot, but he does serve as an iconic visual gag from time to time. The Lurch in the movies is difficult to surpass for his iconic look, which is, of course, entirely thanks to Carol Strucken. But it's not just the characters that deserve a call-out. What about plot changes? The Addams Family films certainly fit under the comedy category. The wild antics and amusing pranks are accompanied by plenty of dark humor, but the overall tone is light. The majority of the violence in movies is suggested or occurs off-screen. Even the saddest scenes, such as Debbie's demise in Addams Family Values, are done in an almost Looney Tunes style. The Netflix series Wednesday, on the other hand, isn't afraid to show more brutal and horror-filled scenes. The murder and mayhem are not suggested, and we get to experience some of it ourselves. We get a taste of it in the first episode, as the unknown monster practically rips an unsuspecting hiker to shreds. The addition of a murder mystery aspect in Wednesday allows the series to grow. The deeper Wednesday's inquiry goes, the more danger she faces, as she, her friends, and her family members become targets for the killer. This is no Scooby-Doo cartoon either. The ghosts, demons, and bloodthirsty animals are very real, and everyone's lives at Nevermore are on the line. Interestingly, Wednesday on Netflix delves deeper into Wednesday's relationship with Pugsley. Pugsley and Wednesday Addams are quite the dynamic duo in the Addams Family films. Wednesday is the more assertive of the two, and Pugsley is content to go along with whatever Wednesday has in mind. Pugsley is always an eager sidekick, whether he's allowing himself to be the victim of Wednesday's sadistic gadgets or cooperating with her nefarious plans. In the 90s films, it's never entirely obvious why Pugsley is so receptive to Wednesday's methods. Is it only his mischievous character, or does he have a masochistic streak? The two siblings' relationship is left somewhat unclear, making it difficult to understand whether they detest or love each other, or if they feel any emotion towards each other at all. In the Netflix show, Pugsley is also less of a troublemaker and more of a sensitive soul. Wednesday condemns him from displaying emotion, seeing it as a flaw. Pugsley, on the other hand, is not ashamed to express his feelings for his big sister, giving her a hug when she has to depart for Nevermore, and expressing his regret for not having her around to annoy him anymore. Yikes, I think we may have a tie here. Comment below which version is your favorite, subscribe and like our channel for more on the best shows.